Marawi City, Philippines. Reuters. Some Islamic State-linked militants besieging the southern Philippines city of Marawi have sent feelers they are prepared to surrender after 3.5 months of fighting, the military said on Monday. Philippine forces have used loudspeakers urging militants to give themselves up, telling the estimated 50 to 60 fighters left in the city their lives would be spared if they disarm, change out of their black clothes and walk to a designated location. Hopefully, we will have surrenders within the next days, spokesman Colonel Romeo Bronner told a news conference. There are feelers. Definitely, there are feelers, he added, declining to elaborate. The surrender offer came after a renewed, if short-lived, effort by Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte to start back-channel talks with militants, with the former Marawi Mayor Omar Solitario Ali to have acted as an intermediary. Duterte on Saturday ruled out the possibility of allowing rebels to flee in exchange for the release of dozens of hostages. 2 troops were killed at the weekend, taking to 147 the number of security forces killed in the Marawi conflict. Some 655 militants and 45 civilians have been killed, according to the army. Troops were engaged in running battles with the militant alliance, led by Abdullah and Omar Khayyam out of the Maut group, and Isnilan Hapalan, a factional head of the Abu Sayyaf group, and Islamic State's so-called emir in Southeast Asia. Damaged buildings and houses are seen as government troops continue their assault during clearing operations against pro-militants group which have seized control over large parts of Marawi City, Philippines. September 11, 2017. Reuters. Romeo Ranico. More than 20 structures were captured, many laden with booby traps. Some were commercial high-rise buildings that have been used as sniper positions to thwart government forces. Bronner described the operations as a big accomplishment considering the enemy established very strong defensive positions. While some areas of Marawi are seeing citizens return and shops and schools reopen, most of the city remains deserted. Its center is a wasteland, pummeled by daily airstrikes and ground battles. The resistance of the militants has frustrated the more than 400,000 residents displaced from the area and raised questions about how relatively few Islamists took control of the lakeside town and held significant parts of it. We are receiving a lot of questions. Why is it taking too long for the government to recover this area, said Bronner. It is really difficult to do urban fighting. The United States has been giving technical and logistics support to the Philippine military and on Monday announced it had deployed a Grey Eagle unmanned surveillance aircraft over Marawi. Australia has also provided 2 P-3 Orion surveillance planes and last week announced it would send more defense personnel to train Philippine troops. Editing by Martin Petty and Nick McPhee. Or Standards. The Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.